Peter Singer, Practical Ethics. Dive into the thought-provoking realm of the Practical Ethics by Peter Singer, a book that challenges our conventional understanding of ethics and morality. Singer masterfully intertwines these concepts, urging us to re-evaluate everyday decisions through the lens of utilitarianism, a principle that promotes actions maximizing happiness and minimizing suffering. Leading you through scenarios like choosing ethical chocolate over cheaper alternatives and contemplating the moral weight of our consumption habits, Singer expands the moral circle of consideration to include all beings, regardless of species, race, or geographical location. This summary outlines Singer's revolutionary ideas on preference utilitarianism, the equal consideration of interests, and ethical considerations surrounding human and animal rights. Get ready to explore the far-reaching implications of ethical choices on our lives, and embrace a broader, more compassionate understanding of right and wrong in an interconnected world.
Morality, a practical tool. Ethics and morality, often treated as separate ideas, are unified in Peter Singer's philosophy. He views them as the essence of reasoning about right and wrong, using these principles not as rigid scripts tied to religion or society, but as practical tools for everyday reflection on our beliefs and actions. Singer spotlights our evolutionary background, pointing to ethical behaviors in great apes to illustrate that morality is not a modern invention but a deeply rooted aspect of our history. Imagine finding a wallet on a street. In Singer's view, ethics isn't about adhering to strict rules like, do not steal, it's about pondering the wider implications of your actions for everyone involved. This thought process aligns with utilitarianism, the belief that actions should aim to maximize happiness and minimize suffering for the most people. Singer introduces preference utilitarianism, suggesting we consider what fully informed individuals would prefer, rather than just immediate gratification. Take, for example, a smoker who enjoys cigarettes. A basic utilitarian stance might accept this pleasure as beneficial. However, preference utilitarianism goes deeper, questioning whether the choice still holds if the smoker fully grasps the health risks, costs, and impact on others. This refined approach respects personal autonomy but encourages decisions that align with well-informed preferences. It prioritizes satisfying these informed preferences rather than chasing momentary pleasures or societal expectations. Contemplate standing in a store, choosing between two chocolate bars, one cheap and produced with child labor, the other pricier but ethically made. Singer's philosophy urges you to look past short-term gains like cost and taste and question the broader implications of your choice, such as ending child labor. This method challenges natural instincts and cultural norms by urging us to broaden our moral horizons, considering the welfare of people far away and animals alike. Singer asserts that ethics is not about discovering perfect solutions but about scrutinizing choices and outcomes. This mindset can significantly transform how you approach decisions, impacting your diet, spending, and many aspects of life. By valuing the equal consideration of interests, it pushes us to rethink who and what we include in our moral equations. Here, ethics reveals itself as an integral part of everyday decision-making, encouraging us to live more thoughtfully and responsibly. Expanding our moral circle. Imagine rethinking morality to include not just humans, but all sentient beings. This radical idea, which asks us to weigh the interests of every living creature equally, could transform how we perceive and enact ethics. Equal consideration doesn't demand identical treatment for all, but insists that similar needs deserve equal consideration, regardless of species, race, or gender. Consider a scenario where both a human and a dog experienced the same level of pain. We are challenged to find alleviating both equally important, contesting the usual preference for human suffering over animal suffering. These ideas urge a re-evaluation of practices like factory farming and medical research, posing the question, do the benefits justify the suffering inflicted? Moreover, ethical consideration shouldn't be restricted by geography or time, future generations and distant individuals must also be included. For instance, choosing between indulging in a luxury purchase or using that money to save a child's life elsewhere becomes a matter of principle. The needs of the child, in this broader moral framework, take precedence. While this perspective may clash with conventional wisdom and stir discomfort, it's not about inducing guilt or demanding sacrifice. Instead, it invites a thoughtful examination of our actions and their consequences on a global scale, advocating for awareness, not perfection. By broadening our moral horizons, we promote decisions that serve a greater good. The principle of equal consideration encourages an unbiased, inclusive approach to ethics, challenging individuals to transcend personal comforts and embrace a more far-reaching, humane worldview. This shift has the potential to profoundly alter our concepts of right and wrong, guiding us towards a more equitable and compassionate society. Ethics on your plate. Sitting down to eat, many overlook the profound moral questions wrapped up in their food choices. Peter Singer urges you to consider the ethical weight of what sits on your plate, grounding his argument in the principle that all beings capable of suffering deserve moral consideration. Animals like chickens, pigs, and cows experience pain, and the conventional practices of factory farming inflict significant suffering. Cramped cages, extreme confinement, and separation from young exemplify this reality, which Singer argues outweighs the fleeting gratification humans get from consuming meat. Challenging the assumption of human superiority based on intelligence, Singer encourages you to ponder how you would ethically justify treating someone with severe cognitive impairments in the same manner as farm animals. If such treatment feels intuitively wrong, intelligence alone can't be the moral yardstick we use. He doesn't suggest that using animals is inherently wrong but insists on a thoughtful evaluation of interests. While acknowledging scenarios where meat consumption is essential, Singer points out that in affluent societies, eating meat is mostly an unnecessary indulgence laden with ethical cost. Extending his reasoning beyond food, Singer also prompts reflection on the use of animals for clothing and entertainment. Does the enjoyment of a fur coat or a circus act truly balance against the cruelty involved? Accepting his arguments might urge you to rethink not only your diet but your entire lifestyle. However, Singer doesn't demand perfection. Even a reduction in animal product consumption can alleviate significant suffering. Singer's invitation is both simple and profound: reconsider taken-for-granted practices and enlarge your moral circle. It's not solely about changing what you eat but adopting a broader, more empathetic perspective on the world around you. Ethical reflections on life. Navigating the complex ethical landscape of life's beginning and end invites challenges and deep reflection. Singer presents thought-provoking perspectives that question traditional beliefs. On reproductive rights, he introduces the idea that personhood is defined not just by our humanity but by attributes like self-awareness and future planning capabilities. Imagine facing a pregnancy continuation that promises substantial suffering for either the child or mother. In such situations, Singer suggests that terminating the pregnancy could be morally justified to prevent greater misery. Yet, he stresses the importance of creating environments where these difficult choices are unnecessary, advocating for robust social support systems, education, reproductive healthcare, and job security that empower families. Turning to euthanasia, Singer posits similar ethical questions. Picture someone enduring relentless, unmanageable pain who desires to end their suffering. Here, respecting their autonomy could warrant assisted dying as a compassionate choice. However, these matters are far from straightforward. He warns of the potential for misuse and argues for strong protections for vulnerable individuals, emphasizing critical thinking to balance personal freedom and societal care in life-ending decisions. Singer acknowledges the emotional intensity these topics ignite, encouraging reflection rather than offering clear-cut answers. Consider how his ideas might impact you personally, facing end-of-life choices for loved ones, or reassessing views on reproductive rights amid challenging circumstances. Rather than advocating specific policies, Singer invites you to scrutinize your convictions and embrace diverse viewpoints. Through critical examination, he believes we can foster compassion and solid ethical foundations for navigating profound life decisions. Expanding the moral circle. Ethics often begin with those nearest to you, but Peter Singer urges you to widen this perspective to include the entire world, especially those in dire poverty. Singer introduces preference utilitarianism, suggesting that if you can prevent something harmful without giving up anything of significant value, you have an ethical duty to do it. This principle, when viewed globally, reveals profound implications. Picture yourself passing by a pond, noticing a child struggling in the water. You know you can save them, but doing so would soak your costly shoes. Most would agree that the child's life outweighs the value of your shoes. Singer argues that this same reasoning should apply to distant lives. Consider your new smartphone. Its cost could have provided essential medical care for numerous children in poorer regions. Singer contends that the distinction between these scenarios is subtler than it seems. He doesn't suggest you give away everything but encourages donating a significant portion of income to effective charities. Even around 10% from folks in affluent countries could transform lives without causing personal hardship. You might think it's the government's role to tackle poverty, but Singer believes individual responsibility remains vital. Many charities, he notes, achieve more per dollar than government aid. His stance challenges traditional views on charity, urging a shift from emotional to evidence-based giving, a practice called effective altruism. It focuses on maximizing the positive impact of your donations. But Singer's message transcends monetary giving. He prompts reflection on how your career, purchasing habits, and political actions influence global welfare. Could a career choice enable greater giving? Would opting for fair trade contribute to reducing inequality? Singer acknowledges that these considerations can be daunting, fearing that these ethical standards demand too much. However, he suggests that embracing these principles can actually enhance personal satisfaction and provide deeper meaning. Rather than inducing guilt, Singer seeks to demonstrate the profound positive change you can effect in the world. He argues that with minimal shifts in priorities, individuals from prosperous nations could collectively eradicate extreme poverty. His viewpoint not only prompts a rethinking of charity but also redefines ethical living in an interconnected global community.
Peter Singer's practical ethics compels us to critically analyze the ethical dimensions of our daily choices, urging a shift from instinctual to informed decision-making. By prioritizing the equal consideration of interests across all beings, Singer challenges societal norms and personal biases, leading us to question practices often taken for granted. From the ethics of eating to global poverty, this book presents a comprehensive framework for evaluating actions based on their broader impact. Singer's utilitarian philosophy doesn't demand perfection but advocates for conscious, incremental changes that align with informed preferences and global ethics. This provocative exploration not only redefines what it means to live ethically but also empowers individuals to contribute to a more equitable world. Ultimately, Singer encourages a reflective life where mindful choices can forge pathways to significant positive change, offering a compelling argument for ethical living as a foundation for personal and societal transformation.